Yo, what's going on guys? HyperX here, and guess what is back? Black Myth Wukong. Do you guys remember last year there was a trailer that dropped out of nowhere from a studio that we had not heard of before called Game Science, and they basically dropped this trailer, 13 minutes of gameplay, for a game called Black Myth Wukong, which, surprise surprise, is about Wukong, and it looks incredibly awesome. It's effectively an action RPG that thematically has that sort of Souls feel to it. They haven't sort of said too much on the gameplay front to know whether it is actually like a Souls-like, so to speak, but when you look at the original gameplay, it definitely gave off those vibes. Grand bosses that seem incredibly punishing, lots of kind of, expansive Metroidvania style exploration in the worlds, and just in general, visually the game looked incredible. Now, obviously, at this stage, we don't know too much about the game. We don't know if it's going to be good. I appreciate right now it might be too early to get excited about this, but as a Wukong fanboy, I can't help but get hyped for this because, yo, this looks incredible. If you haven't seen the original video, I'll link our video down below. But this one, recently they dropped a brand new trailer. Now, it is worth noting a few things for those of you guys that are potentially getting excited about this. This game is not going to be seeing the light until I think about 2023. That is supposedly the sort of release window, so it is still quite far away. The main reason behind this most recent trailer is actually not even to showcase story or plot. It was actually produced specifically to celebrate the Year of the Ox, so it's not actually kind of a representation of plot, it's just kind of a cool gameplay thing. But regardless, it looks incredible. This one takes place much more in sort of a deserty landscape. It shows off cool gameplay, shows off cool sort of cinematics and sort of scenery and whatnot. And I kind of just want to talk about a couple of things in there because, yo, this, I mean, I really hope this game doesn't disappoint. Let me just put it that way. I really hope this game comes out and is actually as good as it looks, because this has the potential, and I'm not trying to hype it up, but just because thematically it's a game that I like Wukong, I like these styles of games. If this is as good as it looks, if it ends up coming out like that, this could be Game of the Year material for me, just because it's, what I like. But regardless, putting hype to one side, we see some cool stuff in the trailer. Jumping forward a little bit, we sort of see initially at the beginning, kind of a little sort of combat section with like a Killick style sort of bow staff barrage. If you guys have played Soul Calibur, you obviously have the ability to transform into different things. We saw in the original 13-minute gameplay, you can sort of defeat enemies and sort of absorb them and then use them as transformations later on. In this one, we see the character transform into... Actually, I don't know what it is because you only see its legs, but it's holding up this big rock, which it uses later on as a means to basically defend from a barrage of arrows. You seem to have this sort of stasis ability akin to that of sort of Breath of the Wild, where you can freeze enemies where they stand and just use that to, dish out a ton of damage. You also have this cool super armor ability, which you can use to either just absorb attacks, or seemingly if you jump forward a little bit later in the trailer, you can also use it to counter attacks as well, which is really cool. We also get another look at some more of the sort of a transformation mixed with sort of shadow clones. You can sort of see in this situation, you basically make 3 copies of yourself and you also transform into the enemies that you are fighting. So it seems like you can kind of combine a lot of abilities. You've got like these transformations, you've got these shadow clones, and you can seemingly work them together, which seems really cool. And of course, the video then ends in a big epic boss battle. Now, of course, at this stage, as mentioned, outside of that, there's not really much else to say. This is more just a chance to sort of show you guys the trailer, but honestly, this, I just really like the way it looks. Like, I love the setting. Some of the sort of Wukong style games of recent years have had a much more sort of cartoony or sort of stylized aesthetic to them, which is not exactly a bad thing. But this one has a much more sinister, much more sort of a quote unquote realistic. I say realistic loosely because of course we're playing as Wukong against giant like animal bosses, but it has that much more sort of graphically impressive look to it. And I'm not even somebody that is hugely graphics driven, but pairing the fact that it's got exciting looking gameplay with nice visuals, and you have what is potentially a rather enticing package. But anyway, that's it for the time being. That's a quick rundown of Black Myth Wukong. Again, remember, if you're excited for this, it is not supposedly dropping until 2023, so that is still 2 years away. So, I mean, it'll probably be a lower like year until we see another trailer, so I wouldn't get your hopes up for the time being. But regardless, it looks cool. Enjoy the trailer. I'll let it play at the end so you guys can listen to it without me talking over the top. And stay tuned, because as and when we do find out more about this, I will be covering it because I cannot wait to try it out. If you want to catch more from us at HyperX Gaming, don't forget you can catch the guys 269, Paradise Central, and Invest More streaming over on Twitch weekdays, playing a variety of games. If you guys want to jump in, tune in, watch, and even join in, then make sure you check them out. The links to those are in the description box down below. And of course, you can join the Discord to get involved in all of the discussions.